Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to convert your traditional granny squares into your solid granny squares. So if you're someone like me who loves to crochet granny squares, you know the confusion what I'm talking about when you really want to mix patterns and you want to make something a little different, but you love the original pattern as well. Why not combine the two to give your project a new look? Okay, so in this tutorial I'll show you how to convert your traditional granny square into your solid granny square pattern. Okay, so if this is something you would like to learn, then please keep watching. In this tutorial, I'll be using a 4mm size crochet hook and the yarn corresponding to the size of my hook. You may use whichever crochet hook size is available to you. Just make sure that the yarn you use corresponds to your hook size, alright? And now here, as you can see, I've made my traditional granny square. I've done 3 rows of stitches of my traditional granny square pattern, and in my 4th row I'll be doing the solid granny square pattern. Okay, so this is not a must. You can do how many ever rows you want of your traditional granny square and then convert it to your solid granny square. Okay, the row that you choose doesn't have to be the same. Okay, it can be whichever row you want. Okay, but I'll just show you the pattern as to how to do it in this row 4. Okay, so I'll just be joining my yarn into the corner gap space. Okay, so this gap space right here, I'll just attach my yarn like so. Okay, with a simple knot. Alright, like so, and then I'm going to start with a basic chain 3. Okay, with a simple chain 3. Now this chain 3 will count as 1 double crochet stitch. Okay, so when I say double crochet stitch, I am using the US term. So in the UK, this will be your treble crochet stitch. Okay, so after my chain 3, I'm going to do 1 double crochet into this same corner gap space. Okay, so I'm going to go back into this gap space and work 1 double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over once like so, insert my hook into that corner gap space, grab my yarn, pull it through. I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, so I worked 1 double crochet stitch here, and so we have our chain 3 and 1 proper double crochet stitch. So as I said, the chain 3 will count as 1 stitch by itself. So basically we have 2 stitches done so far, right? 2 double crochet stitch. Now what you're going to do is chain 3. Okay, so you're going to make a simple chain 3 like so. Alright, and then you're going to work 2 more double crochet stitches in the same corner gap space that we just worked these stitches into. Okay, so we are still working into this very same gap space. We'll be working 2 double crochet stitches. Okay, so after you chain 3, you're going to yarn over once again, insert your hook back into that same gap space, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, so that's 1 double crochet. We'll work 1 more double crochet into this corner gap space. Right. Alright, so here we've done our corner stitches. So basically we chained 3, we did 1 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet stitch. So if you see carefully, this is basically your corner stitches from your solid granny square. Okay, your 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet stitches. Make sense? Okay, anyway, so let's move forward. So now what we're going to do is work in the stitch spaces. Okay, so if you've already done your solid granny square before, you know what I mean to say by a stitch space, right? When I say stitch space, I'll just show it to you quickly. when I say stitch space, I mean to say the space above your stitches from the previous row. So for instance, this is our double crochet stitch from the previous row, right? So right above that stitch right here, if you can see carefully, you might have to push your stitches from this row to the side, okay, just to open up that space. And can you see that space opening up? This space right here. I'll just insert my hook there so you can see this one right here. That is your stitch space, okay? So when you insert your hook, make sure you're going through both the loops. Right from the top, you can see these 2 loops above each stitch. So make sure you're going through both the loops, and that is what I mean by the stitch space. So I'm just taking time to explain the stitch space. So we'll be working our stitches into the stitch spaces now, okay? So as you can see, this is our set of 3 double crochet stitches from the previous row, right? So we'll be working 1 double crochet into the next stitch space. So into this stitch space right here, we'll work 1 double crochet stitch. Then into the next stitch space, so the space right here, okay, above the stitch from the previous row, we'll work another double crochet. So 1 double crochet stitch here and 1 double crochet stitch above the stitch from the previous row, so this stitch space here. Okay, make sense? I'll just show you what I mean by that. So once we are finished with the corner stitches, we are going to yarn over once, insert our hook into the first stitch space, okay, sorry, like so. The first one might be tricky. You might have to separate your yarn, so you might have to push your double crochet stitches to the side. Make sure you get the first stitch space right, okay? So we're just going to work 1 double crochet there, like so. So I worked 1 double crochet stitch above this double crochet stitch from the previous row, right? Just how we would do a normal solid granny square, right? Now into the next stitch space, so this space right here, can you see that? This space here. So that's the stitch space above this particular stitch. Right, so above this, so into this stitch space here, we'll work 1 double crochet, like so, okay? And then into the next stitch space, so above this last stitch from this set of double crochet stitches, right, we'll work another double crochet. So 1 double crochet right here into this stitch space. All right. So it's quite similar to your solid granny square pattern, right? So as you can see, this is how my stitches look so far. So I have my corner stitches and then 1 double crochet each above the double crochets from the previous row, right? And now we reach the gap space here, right? Now into the gap space, we'll be working 1 double crochet stitch. So just 1 double crochet stitch into the gap space, okay, from the previous row. Right, from the traditional granny square, we have these gap spaces. So we'll be working 1 double crochet stitch into them, okay? So after this stitch right here, I'm going to yarn over once, insert my hook into that gap space, grab my yarn, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, okay? And now moving on to the next set of 3 double crochet stitch from the previous row, we'll be doing the same thing that we did here, okay? So we'll be working 1 double crochet above this double crochet from the previous row right here, and then moving into the next stitch space, we work 1 double crochet above this double crochet from the previous row, and then the next stitch space, we work another double crochet here above this stitch from the previous row, okay? So we'll have a total of 3 double crochets, 1 into each stitch space, okay? Make sense? So basically the same thing that we did here. So yarn over once, insert your hook into the next stitch space, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Yarn over once again, insert your hook into the next stitch space like so, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over the first 2 loops, yarn over the next 2 loops, right? Now one more for this last double crochet from this set. So 1 more double crochet into the next stitch space. So yarn over once again, insert your hook into the next stitch space, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over the first 2 loops and yarn over the next 2 loops. Right, so this is how our stitches look like so far. Now again we reach a gap space from the previous row, right? So we are going to do the same thing that we did here. We are going to work 1 double crochet stitch into the gap space. All right, like so. Okay, so here we worked 1 double crochet into this gap space, and now we reach this set of double crochet stitches from the previous row. So we are going to do the same thing that we did so far. We are going to work 1 double crochet above this stitch from the previous row, another double crochet above this stitch, and another double crochet above this stitch. Okay, so 1 double crochet each in each stitch space, right? So again, yarn over once, insert your hook into the next stitch space, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet. You're going to do another double crochet into the next stitch space. Okay, so this space right here, yarn over once, insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Now we reach the next stitch space, right? We work another double crochet. So just the same thing that we did earlier. Okay, so this is how our side looks like so far. Okay, our row 4, one side of our square. Okay, now we reach our corner. Right, we reach our corner gap space, and we'll be doing the corner gap spaces just like we would do a normal solid granny square. Okay, so if you remember, in your corner gap spaces, we do 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet all into this corner gap space right here. Okay, so we'll be working 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet. Okay, so after you finish with this stitch here, you're going to yarn over once again, insert your hook into the corner gap space, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over the first 2 loops, yarn over the next 2 loops. Going to work another double crochet stitch like so. So we work 2 double crochets into this corner gap space. We are going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. All right, and then you're going to go back into this corner gap space and work 2 more double crochet stitches. Okay, so you're going to yarn over once again, insert your hook back into this corner gap space, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over the first 2 loops, yarn over the next 2 loops. Okay, and 1 more into the same corner gap space like so. Okay, so this is how one side of our square looks like now. Okay, so we are basically converting the traditional granny square pattern into the solid granny square pattern. So you're going to basically do the same thing that we did here on all the 3 sides of your square as well. Okay, so into each corner gap space we work 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet. Then above each of the double crochet stitches from the previous row we work 1 double crochet stitch. Okay, and into the gap spaces we just work 1 double crochet stitch as well. Okay, makes sense? Okay, so I'll just quickly show this to you once again. Okay, I'll just show you this side as well, and then you basically have to repeat it for the other 2 sides. Space will be the one that is difficult to find, so just gently push your stitches to the side, and as you can see that space is opening up. Okay, the space right here. So you're going to work 1 double crochet into that space right there. Okay, right, and then I'm going to work another double crochet into the next stitch space. Like so. Okay, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch space above this stitch from the previous row. Right, now we reach the gap space, right, in between these stitches, these sets of stitches from the previous row, right? So into the gap space we work just one double crochet stitch. Okay, so we just work one double crochet into the gap space like so. Okay, and now again we repeat the same thing that we did here. So we are going to work one double crochet each into the next 3 stitch spaces. Okay, so one double crochet into the next stitch space, right, another double crochet into the next stitch space, right, and then one more double crochet into the next stitch space like so. Okay, now we reach the gap space here and we are going to work one double crochet into this gap space like so. Okay, now again we reach another set of double crochet stitches, so we work one double crochet each into the next 3 stitch spaces. Okay, that's one double crochet, then another double crochet into the next stitch space, and another double crochet into the next stitch space. Right, now we reach the corner gap space, and in the corners we do the same thing that we did earlier. We'll be working 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet all into this corner gap space right here. Okay, we'll be working 2 double crochet, so that's 1 double crochet, one more there, 2 double crochet, right, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then another 2 double crochet into that same corner gap space, 1 double crochet and one more, 1 double crochet. Okay, so we have our 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet in this corner gap space. Okay, so you may pause the video here, work your way around, and I'll show you how to finish this project. We've started with the corner stitches. All you need to do is make a slip stitch, okay, into the 3rd chain from the 3 chains that we started at the beginning. Okay, so you're just going to end this row by working a slip stitch into the 3rd chain like so. Okay, so we just worked a slip stitch into the 3rd chain, and this basically completes our row. Okay, so you can continue this again, you can continue this row again as normal as you would do your solid granny square. Okay, but I'm just going to stop right here. So once you're at the end of your project, all you need to do is chain 1. Okay, and then you're going to grab your scissors, leave a little bit of yarn to sew in the ends, and just cut off your yarn. Okay, and then you're just going to pull through and tighten your nose. Okay, so this is the end of this tutorial. I've sewed in my ends and my square is complete. Okay, so I just wanted to show you in this tutorial how you can sort of mix your granny squares, how you can mix the traditional granny square and the solid granny square into one square. Okay, that was the point of this tutorial. I hope this tutorial was easy to follow. Please give this video a thumbs up if you could, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All you need to do is click on the red button below this video. It's free to subscribe and you will be updated whenever I post a new tutorial. So I guess that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day ahead. God bless, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.